We're visiting with Jane Marks today in her traditional city lot. And Jane, tell me about this house and when you got here.
Well, it was built in 1935, and we decided to be near our daughter who lives next door. So we were looking around for houses, and she heard that this one was coming up for sale. So we knocked on the door, and we did a lot of work. There was plumbing, electrical, and all that, and we did some kitchen work. And now I told my husband I would like to live here if I could have a garden. So he gave me my backyard garden.
Fabulous. And so you put in a Trek porch out here. I see that.
Yeah, we have a porch.
And
And
then you've
over
started
here,
here.
these are, my brother helped me design these little gardens, uh, islands in a way, all by themselves with the gravel. And
That really keeps the weeds out.
it does help because it's raised.
Right. And you got
Unfortunately, I share this with my dogs, so there's dog trails.
Oh, I understand. I have one of those.
And these snaps over here, those are volunteer. They just popped up.
Isn't that fabulous the way that happens here?
Yeah.
And so this is the gate to her daughter's house. What a great family
Is,
thing.
and there's a
Can be really close to the grandkids that way in this.
11-year-old. You can see the trampoline and the net for ball games.
So you said nothing was growing out here.
Nothing. It was all weeds, Beverly. A weed patch. I mean, it was called grass, but it was nothing but weeds all throughout. So we had an excavator come in and doze, and we put in the built-up gardens. And this, everyone can recognize most of these. They're pretty typical. The three rhodies, and then the hydrangea over there. This is a miniature rhodie, and Futura.
Right.
Uh,
What is this beautiful tree here in the middle?
oh, and the tree is a Japanese pagoda lantern tree, and it has the most interesting blossoms that hang down, and they open up. If you can stand below them and look up, that's when they're so pretty in the spring. So it's only, all of this has been in just for a year and a half.
Wow.
And I was surprised how these, oh gosh,
Bleeding hearts.
bleeding hearts, they just exploded. They grew so big.
Yeah, and they're in a lot of sun.
Yeah, so I was surprised, but they did well there.
You've got a lot of them. I'm fascinating with what you've done with the dahlias. So she's got a raised bed along the side of, this is kind of a little bungalow or a garage.
It's a garage. From the alley, I parked my car in there in the winter.
Look how fabulous her dahlias are. They're all one color. And what do you say that makes a statement?
It does, all one color. It's like a little hedge. And they're very hardy. This is the second bloom. So I either should dig them up this year and divide, or next year. I think after that they start getting smaller.
Right.
But they're the big globe.
And then you have another little island over here.
Yes, and
The Japanese maple in the middle.
I may have to move some things. I kind of crammed it in, but I like a fusion garden where everything grows together.
Oh, that's cool. And those are smoke trees, right?
Yes, and this is a yellow smoke tree, and it's very happy. And this is, well, when did I put this in? I think I don't know if I put it in at the same time. There are two flaming red bushes that come out in the fall. What are those called? The
Burning bush?
yes, two back there. And Beverly, if you go around here, I want to show this
Elderberry.
elderberry.
It's a black lace
elderberry.
elderberry. Yep.
It didn't bloom this year. I just found it at the airport nursery. It was small, tiny.
And all of these are going to get giant. Be sure to cut these back
Yeah.
because mine are 12 feet tall and I
Oh
cut them
my.
back all the time.
Well, you know, we put some of this back here for this fence.
Right.
to
It's a
guard
privacy and
and
noise.
to not have to look at the fence. And this is a not a dahlia, a
Lilac.
lilac that my brother had started.
I'm
for me.
amazed after 10 years, 12 years, I can name these plants too. And then here's your little fenced garden. You've got a few vegetables stuck in there.
Have 5 blueberry bushes in amongst the volunteer
Snapdragons.
snaps. Well, I had about 3 snaps, and then I got all those.
So your smoke tree back there that's kind of laying down, that may be a different kind than a tree. It may be more of a shrub kind of a smoke
It
tree.
is different. I was really wondering because it's not growing up like so
Yeah,
many
maybe
of
it's
them.
different. And then she's got these giant raspberries that she's been picking. And she's got a little raised bed for her veggies. And so she knows that the raspberries are kind of going crazy.
Yes, they
Oh, look,
are.
and there's
We have to edit some
there's
of
a
those.
squash stuck down in there. But
Yeah.
this is where we're going to end, and look at her begonias. Oh my gosh, they are so beautiful. Do you feed those with Miracle Grow?
I was very lazy this year. No.
Well, but they're still beautiful.
I did. I think I did one feeding. And then there's a yellow one on the deck over here, but yeah, mostly red.
Well,
Don't.
well, I think that your little backyard is just really peaceful and satisfying. And we really thank you, Jane, for sharing your lovely garden.
Well, thank you for coming.